Alright, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a ton of work on my Turbo Integra, getting it ready for its next road trip. So if you guys haven't seen my last video, this is going to be a direct continuation of it. But basically in my last video we left off with a super loose timing belt, and I figured, oh, okay, it's just loose, I'll tighten it. Well, I tried tightening it, and no matter what I did, guys, the timing belt would not get tighter. So I figured that I needed a new tensioner, new spring, whatever. I looked up that turbo cars need, or at least turbo B series cars, they need heavy duty springs for the tensioner. So I bought a new spring, bought a new tensioner, and then while I was at it, I got myself a fluid dampener crank pulley. I've seen them online, and apparently they work better for boosted cars. So I decided to ball out and get one. I also am going to be replacing the timing belt with a Gates timing belt because I think it's stronger. I don't really know. We have the OEM belt tensioner, we have the heavy duty spring, and then we also ended up getting an ASIN water pump. Not OEM, but I think it's the next best thing. I'm getting a new water pump because the last one I had was the cheap one from Advanced Auto Parts, so I figured I'd just replace it while I'm in there. So replacing the whole thing, making sure that the car is going to be reliable for the trip, and also making sure that it doesn't blow up on the dyno. So let's go ahead and install these parts. All right, I got the motor top dead center, and then I added two little things in the cams. This is to lock it in place so that it can stay top dead center when we put on the new belt, because the engine has to be at cylinder 1 top dead center to replace the belt. And then you can just see the outline of this thing. It's seen some better days, so we're just gonna go ahead and swap it. Oh man, I really thought it would work. I completely forgot you needed to remove the torque mount. So I removed it, and then the engine dropped a lot more. So now we have a lot more clearance for the impact. So let's give this a third time. So make sure that we're spinning it the right way. We are. All right, third time's a charm. Let's get this guy off. There we go. Nice. All right, very important. See this guy right here? This is a key. Gotta keep this, don't wanna lose that. So put it in a safe location, and then we're good. And then the whole plastic cover comes right off. And then look what came out of my plastic cover. An old piece of hose. So you're telling me there is an old piece of hose, oh, literally in the crank rubber. This looks like from an old belt. All right, that's 2 bolts loosened. So here is the issue that I'm in. My electric ratchet can't go back any further because it is hitting the engine mount bolt. So this ratchet is completely stuck in here, and I can't swap it to clockwise because I can't reach it. So the whole thing is literally like stuck, and the bolt is stripped too. So that's fun. Made a massive mess, but the new water pump is in, all tightened down. I used gasket maker on the corners, and it's looking good. All right, so timing belt, slip it through the Slip it through the mount. Okay. Put it on. All the teeth are connected. It goes up over the tensioner to the water pump. Comes up here and goes on the cams. Pretty easy, to be honest. Not too bad. It is now nighttime. It's been about 7.5 hours and I just got the timing belt on. So what went wrong, guys? Well, let me tell you. No matter how much I lined up the cam gears, it would not want to line up with the crank. So right now you can see that the crank lines up with the oil pump. And then if we go down into the cams, the lines now line up with each other. Before they were off, they kept coming off, and then I couldn't get the belt back on. So that first clip that you just saw, I got the belt on easily, but it was all out of time. Embarrassingly, I just figured out how to fix it after so long. So with that said, I just cranked over the engine 3 times, and I locked the tensioner in place, and we've got some good tension on the sides. But yeah, tension seems to be pretty good and everything is starting to line up. I'm cranking over the engine just a couple times to confirm that everything is good. Flywheel cover off, and then I just shoved a screwdriver in there and it stopped it from spinning. So this is how I can torque it down and do all that fun stuff. Oh my god, this is tight, man. I can't even lift. Oh my god. I'm not weak, guys. It's actually just the angle I'm in is really awkward. I can't get enough leverage. Are you sure I set this right? Hold on. Let me make sure I set the torque right. 132. Oh my god, I can't even tighten it. I can't even tighten it anymore. Oh. There we go. I don't have a paint marker, so I'm using a Sharpie. Next best thing. All right, so now I'm gonna put this motor mount back in because it looks all funny dangling here. And we're gonna put on the alternator belt, the AC belt, and then we're gonna install the power steering pump and the power steering belt. And then we should be good to start the car and hopefully nothing breaks, because I feel like something might break. Yeah, it's super loose for some reason, but it's pretty late. I got work tomorrow. So I'm gonna cut back later and then we'll clean all this up at a later time. But right now my main goal is to just get the car running because I'm taking the S2000 out on a trip in like 4 days. And I gotta get this whole area cleaned up so that the S2000 can leave and I can drive it. So that was the goal just for this week, to get it running so I can back it out. And then we'll like really dive deep into tensioning this belt. Jesus, man, that is hella loose. I really hope I didn't like put it on wrong because it's not coming out. Like, it is gonna be a pain to remove all this, so I hope I can just like tension it a little bit more. So I had to organize the table just a little bit. It's still super messy, but I got rid of a lot of the trash. And then I just picked this guy up
on Amazon Prime Day. It's a Craftsman, toolkit. Why do I need this when I have whatever's in here? Well, the main reason is just because if I go to the track, I can just bring this guy instead of like the whole toolbox. Second reason, when I go on road trips, again, I can just bring this guy, which has quite literally every single tool that you need in here. So that's gonna be super, super handy. And then also when I go to the junkyard, I don't have to empty out, again, my entire toolbox. I don't have to empty all this out, because that's how things get lost. Like I'm missing, of course, the 10 mil. I'm missing quite some stuff here. You can see that I'm missing quite some stuff in here. So it's overall just a mess. So I got this guy, great deal on Amazon, and it literally has everything. It has wrenches, it has ratchets, and these ratchets, guys, super nice. Actually super nice. The teeth, super tight. You hear that? The teeth on these are super tight. It's slim head. Overall, good quality stuff, and it's going to come into good use. And then also the benefit of having one of these is that if I have the car up in the air and I don't know like what size I need, I can just grab this, put it under the car with me, so that way I don't have to keep getting up, and I can just have everything right in front of me. So that's honestly the main reason why I got this. All right, so we have a bit of work to do here on the front end of the Integra. I just pulled the bumper off, and you can see that my core support has broken off of the welds right there. There should not be a giant gap here. So I'm gonna clean everything up, because this has seen about 2,000 miles of dirt and grime. You can just see how gross it is. I never painted this mounting bar for my intercooler. Pretty much just got some sheet metal, not sheet metal, just some flat stock. And I literally just welded it to the bumper bar. See my poor welds, to use as a mounting surface for the intercooler. And to be fair, it's pretty on there. I mean, it's not gonna fall off or anything, but it's a bit janky. I'm not gonna lie. It's a bit janky, so I don't know. I'd like to take all this off and maybe just give it a coat of paint so that it just doesn't rust away. It was really only temporary, but I didn't really know how else to attach it. A really big headlight bumper gap right here, and it really bothers me. I don't know how to fix it, but I'll try and figure something out. Overall, not the best, but it's not like the car's just gonna fall apart. It still runs good, and it is what it is. The more janked up it is, the more you can have fun with it, because it's already janked up. So I had to bust out the welder, because my bracket that I made for my DIY coolant bottle, it is completely stripped. The bolt is completely stripped out. You can see that. So yeah, it's completely just not wanting to come out. I also use Loctite, so it's definitely not wanting to come out. The trophy. Yeah, I couldn't get it straight on there with the angle, but hey, it worked. Dude, that's why having a welder is honestly just so freaking goated. That would have, if I didn't have a welder, I really don't know how I would have gotten that out. So we can check this off the to-do list. So it turns out that I never even installed the belt properly. I kept trying to tension it as much as I could, and I couldn't get the belt to tension properly. And then upon reviewing footage, I also discovered that I installed the timing belt guide plate backwards, which is also not good. So I figured, you know what, as much as I don't want to do it, I think we're just gonna have to completely take everything apart again. We have to take apart the new fluid dampener pulley. We have to take apart the belt, everything all has to come out. Now, if this was an OEM crank pulley, it really wouldn't be that big of a deal, because those, you can just pull them out. It's not too much of a hassle. But unfortunately, with the fluid dampener, we have to use a puller tool. I got this at Harbor Freight. I have no idea if it's even gonna work, and I'm really bummed, because it's gonna be a lot more work than I anticipated. When I had the crank pulley off and I was just doing the timing belt, literally, I'm telling you, no matter what I did, like the timing belt would not go on properly. And so I don't know if this time around is gonna be different, but I know now that I can't put on the pulley until I get the belt correctly. Now, would you guys believe me if I told you it genuinely took me less than 5 minutes to get the crank bolt out, remove the motor mount, remove the belts, and remove this guy? I'm not kidding, less than 5 minutes. It's actually working quite well. So I stuck a screwdriver inside of the flywheel, and then this is the setup. So I had to order some special bolts for the fluid dampener. This is the size. And then this thing I got from Harbor Freight. Basically what it's doing is you have this plate that's attached to the fluid dampener, and then you have a beam that's pushing inside of the nut. So then as we're tightening, pulling it out. So you can kind of see it as I'm tightening. You can kind of see the fluid dampener pulley come out. Oh! Wow, I didn't think that would happen. Okay, well, we got it out. Hope I didn't break nothing. I have to flip this ring because apparently I put this ring in backwards. Can you tell? I don't know. Actually, I'll just leave that there. Where's the key? Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Make sure we keep this. But yeah, so that's that. So now I'm gonna try and do the timing belt correctly this time. Hopefully that everything works. Check it out, I got a cam tool holder on Etsy 3D printed. Non-VTEC engines have little Allen holes for the cams to hold it, but I don't have any Allens that are big enough so that when I take the belt off, one of these cams always ends up going a tooth off. So I think the cam tool holder is going to be more efficient in holding the cams. So I have it at top dead center right now. I have the bottom of the crank, so you can see the line right there. You see that line matches up, and then also these two lines right here and here, they also match up. So complete top dead center, and then you can also see that the belt is good tension. That's the annoying part, guys. The belt is really good tension on here, but it's loose over here. So what you have to do is you have to pull all of the slack out on this side first, and then the tensioner tightens this side. But even with this setup, even though this is tight, when I run the car, it still gets all loose because I didn't pull the tension out. Yeah, so I'm gonna take the belt off, and then I'm just gonna re-put it on, reseat it, hopefully get it correct, and then we can bolt everything back together and we should be good to go. See how this one moved and then it locked it in place? It's like, you can see that even though it's at top dead center and the belt's off, the hole is not aligned like this one is. So like this cam, I don't know if it's gonna need to be moved, but it's like, I don't know, it's weird. And then sliding it back on, the last time I had to slide the belt back on, I had to like take this cam and like physically turn it. So I guess we'll see. So this is the kind of issue I'm talking about, guys. Look at this. So when I put the belt on top, like, see how I can lock it in over here? Well, on this side, it's not going into the grooves. It's just sitting on top of the cams, because this cam keeps going off center for some reason by one tooth. So even though this side's locked in, this side won't go into the holes. So then I pull it back a tooth. Now that side's in, but now that side's out. You see what I'm saying? This is the issue, the main issue that I've been dealing with. And this is why I can't get the belt on properly. So something's wrong. I don't know what it is, but it's really driving me insane. I don't know why these cams are moving so much. Even with a cam tool, shouldn't be doing that. And it's like, no matter, guys, how much I pull the belt, not only is this not lining up, guys, but look, I can't get the tension out of this side. This is like my biggest problem. This is like a 3-week issue that I've been dealing with, guys. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Oh my God, guys, I think I did it. I got the timing belt on. Look, 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 look. Tension, baby. I got that tensioned. That's not bad. And this side is, the tensioner controls that side. But yeah, dude, oh my God, I can't believe I did it. So let me show you guys what I did. If you're struggling with this problem too, I'm sorry I couldn't film it. My normal camera's dead, so I'm on my phone right now. But what I did was I pretty much just, like, I was holding the timing belt like this. Like I was trying to pull it up, but there was so much slack. So I basically needed this cam to rotate one tooth so that my timing belt could slip in. So what I did was I took my ratchet with my 12 mil, I held it here, and then I tightened it. So I just pulled it down to the right, and then it rotated it by one tooth. And it rotating one tooth, I was able to slip it over with a ton of tension. So that's how you do it. That's the proper method right there. So now what we're supposed to do, rotate counterclockwise 3 teeth. That's one tooth. That's 2 teeth. That's 3 teeth right there. Now what we're gonna do is go down to the tensioner. Okay, now we're gonna tighten it. Guten tight. So now that's got a strong tension. That's got strong tension. And that's got okay tension. I think that's good though. So now I'm going to go down here, and now I'm gonna rotate the whole engine like 4 times. Make sure the belt doesn't slip, and then also make sure that the timing marks still line up after 4 spins. All right guys, so I spun the engine 4 times after tightening the tensioner. This side has pretty good tension. This side's top dead center, so this side's loose, and this side's tighter. So spun it 4 times. Both lines are lining up here. Oil pump. Oh, it doesn't look like it's there, but when I move camera, it lines up. Trust me, it's lined up. You can't really, camera looks off. It's not off. So with that said, timing belt should be good to go. I just noticed that my core support, I've known this happened, but look, I didn't realize that it like bent this fold. This is supposed to be all flat up against here. I'm gonna need a new core support, and that's really unfortunate because this core support is actually new. I swapped it in when I did the JDM front end swap about a year, 2 years ago. So I'm gonna have to redo everything. I believe we are ready to start the car. I got the oil in, I got power steering and coolant. Everything is plugged in, batteries on. Battery might be dead though. That is definitely a possibility, but I think the car itself is ready to start. And if I'm being completely honest, I'm terrified. I'm terrified. I've done a lot of changes since the last time that it ran. And so naturally, I'm overthinking everything. But the fact that I'm so scared to turn it on right now, and I'm taking it on a road trip in a week. What's that? What's that noise? It's like either something's loose. I don't like that noise. Car started right up. However, there's a really weird noise going on that I don't like at all. The noise that I've never heard before. Something sounds like it's rattling again. I've never heard that before. But for now, the car is running. And it doesn't sound completely awful. So in the meantime, I'm going to kind of clean up my workspace, and then I'm going to diagnose that noise just a little bit further. But yeah, I'm gonna take care of all that. I'll cut back and I'll update you all with what I come up with.
All right, got the valve cover off for like the 20th time. Good news though, I think that's the cause of our noise. The plastic cover is fully, pretty sure, touching this cam. Pretty sure that's the issue. They're touching. It's gotta like sit back a little bit more. Check her out. Absolutely filthy. She starts right up. I'll show y'all. Starts right up. I fixed that grinding noise, which was just the plastic cover. But yeah, I just threw the bumper on, put it off the ground, you know, made sure there's no leaks, and looks like we're good, man. And also, I drove it around for like 20 minutes. No overheating, no nothing. No funny business. The spall fans work. They're so much louder, and I love it. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and schedule the tune with the guy, with the tuner. That's that, and I'll update you guys with what I find.